Alternative Dig Talk. Real issues, real talk.
Are you guys ready? Okay, let's serve Uganda. As promised, we deliver. We are redefining the social media narrative, asking tough questions and holding your leaders accountable. We are non-partisan and break down having a conversation with Uganda.
We are the Mighty Drive. We hold debates that give you viable solutions. We bring to people that Ivora is wanted to listen to. We are gender sensitive and give space to the unheard voices. Not forgetting the quote of the day.
We are live on our social media platforms, The Alternative Uganda on Facebook, YouTube and Twitter from Monday to Friday, 7 to 9 a.m. Don't miss the debate behind the wheels and studios.
I am Edgar Matthew Karuhanga
and Princess Luwe Delidian.
Expect in-depth analysis, credible, factual and authentic information. We are the Alternative Dig Talk.
Real issues, real talk. Nze omubejja Luwedde Lilian mbaniriza maka gaffe amajja era nga wano tugenda okuba nga tukolera programu yaffe emanyiddwa nga The Voltage gaba amasannyalaze gennyini era nga twogera ku bintu ebyenjawulo omwo nno mwe muli ebigenda mu maaso mu ggwanga, ensonga z'ebyobufuzi n'obukulembeze bw'eggwanga Uganda, twogera ku nsonga ez'abavubuka, eddembe ly'obuntu awamu n'ebyenkulaakulana. Togisubwa buli lunaku olwokutaano eba ssaawa emu ey'akawungeezi paka ssaawa 3 ez'ekiro.
The Diaspora Link buli lwakuna sawa 11 paka sawa emu ey'olweggulo ye program gye tukuleetedde wano ku Alternative Dig Talk Uganda. Tugenda batutunulira embeera z'Abannayuganda, baganda baffe, bannyinaffe zibawangaaliramu mu mawanga ag'ebunaayira. Bangi banyigirizibwa, bangi bakosebwa, bangi bayisiddwamu amaaso. Naye tugenda batutunulira engeri gye tusobola okulongosaamu embeera zaabwe. Tugenda kuba tulaba abo abakwatibwako abateekeddwa okuba nga balongoosa embeera zino eno. Tosubwa buli lwakuna n'omuweerezaawo Nixon Segawa.
Hello everyone, my name is Abdulatif and I welcome you to the Hotline Show here at the Alternative Dig Talk as we discuss issues of national importance. Join us every Monday 7 to 9 p.m. and see who will be occupying these seats here with us. Keep it Dig Talk, real issues, real talk.
The Alternative Dig Talk. Real issues, real talk.
A good evening to you, all our viewers. Thank you for tuning in to the Alternative Dig Talk. Tubaniriza mwena balabi baffe, mwebala okubanga mutweyungako. Olunaku lwaleero ennaku z'omwezi ziri 9, lunaku lwakuna, tuli mu mwezi ogusembayo okubanga tumaliriza omwaka 2021. Nkimanyi nti bwe tuyingidde December abantu bangi bali mu kwetala era buli wamu kayisa nnyo okulaba nga banoonya ssente za ssekukkulu. Era tubasabira Mukama abayambe bw'oba ozinoonya zireme kudduka buddusi naye era omale ozifune. Lunaku lwa leero tulina ensonga enkulu ze tugenda okuba nga twogerako mu programu yo enganzi eyitibwa Diaspora Link. You are welcome to the Diaspora Link. This is a program that looks at the plight of all Ugandans, all brothers and sisters who are living and working abroad. Olunaku lwa leero tugenda kuba tutunuulira ensonga z'Abannayuganda ezo zibanyigiriza bwe bituuka mu ngeri z'okufunamu ndagamuntu. Nkimanyi naawe Omunnayuganda ali wano eno olina ebibuuzo bingi, olina ensonga nnyingi ze wandyagadde okuba nga otegeera ku ngeri y'okufunamu ndagamuntu oba ey'okuzza obujja ndagamuntu yo oba ndagamuntu yalina obuzibu bonna bonna bwe yafuna naye twagadde mu programu yaffe eno eya Diaspora Link tubeere nga tuwa enkizo baganda baffe abo abali emitala w'amayanja era ensonga lwaki tugenda kuba nga tutunulira process eyo government gyekutte oba kiki government kyekoze okulaba nga ne baganda baffe abali ebweru basobola okufuna ndagamuntu zaabwe. Assessing the process of ID issuance in the diaspora. Mu studio olunaku lwaleero teri kitongole kituufu kubanga kijja okubanga kinnyonnyola ensonga zino eno ezandagamuntu okusinga ekitongole kya NIRA, National Identification Registration Authority. Kino nno ekitongole kyateekebwawo gavumenti yaffe era nga kyayisibwa etteeka Parliament yaffe yayise etteeka eryakiteekawo okubanga kiwandiisa bannayuganda bonna. Kiwandiisa bannayuganda bwe kimala obbawandiisa ne kibawa n'endagamuntu zaabwe ne kibawa n'ebiwandiiko ebirala bye tugenda okuba nga tutunuulira nate olunaku lwaleero. Buli munnayuganda lino ddembe lyo okubanga olina ndagamuntu oba nnangamuntu. Buvunaanyizibwa bwo era ddembe lyo okubanga ogifuna. Newankubadde nga towangaalira wano, newankubadde ng'oli emitala w'amayanja yonna yonna gy'oli, neyo yonna 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 gy'omaze emyaka n'emyaka, likyali ddembe lyo okubanga ofuna ndagamuntu. So y'ensonga lwaki tuzze okuba nga twogera ku nsonga ezo. Mu studio olunaku lwaleero nina omukulu ayitibwa Michael Muganga, ono nga ye Assistant Public Relations Officer okuva mu kitongole kya NIRA. Kamusabe atubuzeeko tukwaniriza ssebo.
Neyanziza nnyo neyanzege mwami Nixon. And our viewers, I'm happy to be here. So I think we shall use both English and Uganda, since mostly we are even trying to communicate to the diaspora.
Yes.
So I'm happy to be here, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to come on your channel tulyoke tunyonyola abantu abali ebunaayira ebikwata ku National IDs.
Okay. Mukulu Muganga, katutandikirawo omanyi bino bya Diaspora Link bitandikirawo. Tutandikirawo buvunaanyizibwa ki ekitongole kya NIRA bwe kirina njagala obutunyonyole
bulungi. Ekitongole kya NIRA kyatondebwawo etteeka lya Parliament, Registrations of Persons Act 2015. Weewaawo kyava mu projekiti eyali ewandisiza abantu nga 2014. So etteeka bwe lyateekawo ekitongole liriwo ddambukufu bulungi, it's well detailed. If you go and look for the Registration of Persons Act 2015, you'll get to know why NIRA was. But in brief, before NIRA was created, data oba ebikwata ku bantu byali biruwamu nga bisaasaanyizibwa buli wamu. Wagendanga mu passport, kufuna passport ey'okutambula, bakubuuza ovaawa, osibukawa, taata wo yaani, mama wo yaani. You would go to get a driving permit, same information they want to pick. You would go to register for a school, the same information they want. You know, so data was here and there. And it was very expensive for government to keep collecting this data.
Okay.
Let's say every 5 years we go for elections. Electoral Commission yaddangayo mu bantu newandiisa, you know, ku byalo and all this and all this. So government neeraba nti era twali mabega g'amawanga mangi.
Okay.
They go, no, we must create an authority, we must create a government body which is responsible to collect and maintain data wabana Uganda.
Okay.
So that's how NIRA was created. So now if you want a passport, if you want a driving permit, if you want to go for elections, all these bodies just come to NIRA. They say we want data for 18 years and above. We give it to Electoral Commission. You say you want a passport, they will not now bounce you back to go genda ofune balwa ya LC, genda wekubisa ebifaananyi ku kyalo kya mwene tulabo ba LC. You know, byali kati NIRA yatondebwawo so that ebitongole bya government n'abantu kinoomu ayagala data ayina waagenda n'akonkona n'agamba njagala data eno bweti n'ogifunirawo. So ombuuziza lwaki NIRA yatondebwawo n'ebyagitondesaawo. So to register, to identify first, then register and issue national IDs. Weewaawo tulina other mandates like issuing of the birth certificates and the issuing of death certificates. Still, it's the NIRA mandate to do those services. So our core function is to register, maintain, update the national register. So kyekyo kyatondebwawo NIRA. So kati abantu abali mu diaspora waliwo abaddeyo ennaku emyaka mingi twatandika 2014 oluusi tebaddanga tebakomangawo wano. By and large tubadde tuwandiisiza mu Uganda.
Okay.
Kubanga
before we get into that, who is eligible to get a national ID?
Uganda.
Okay.
Yes.
So how do you define Uganda? Because currently,
number one, tulina categories abali eligible kufuna national IDs.
Okay.
Category esooka Uganda by birth. Mama wo oba taata wo kababe nga bali banna Uganda. Mama wo Muganda, taata wo mu Kenya okulufayinga okufuna national ID.
Kasita ozaalibwa wano.
Kasita omu ku bazadde bo oba bazadde bo bombi bwe baba nga basibuka wano. Bwe banga belonging to one of the indigenous communities. Indigenous communities semateeka ezirambulula bulungi. Okitegeera tulimu abantu, I think indigenous community they are about 60 something. Right? So if you belong to any of those indigenous communities, oba Mukiga, oba Mutolo, oba Mufumbira, oba Muganda, Munyankole, Munyolo, those are the indigenous communities. I mean, if your parents belong to any of those, okay, or one of your parents belongs to any of those, you qualify to be a Ugandan by birth.
Okay. 2,
category endala. Waliwo abajja ne basenguka ulusi na immigrating. Nava oba Kenya oba Congo oba Rwanda oba wana agamba ngenze mu Uganda nafuna ebipapula ebimuleeta. Officially najja n'abeera wano. Kakati oqualifying kubeera Omunayuganda omuwandiise oba a Ugandan by registration.
Okay.
Kakati ekyo kitongole kirala ekya internal affairs kubanga naffe ekitongole kyaffe kiri under Ministry of Internal Affairs. Nali waliwo ekitongole ekya DCIC, Directorate of Immigration and Citizen Control. Kakati ekyo kyekikuwa ebbaluwa oba certificate kati n'ofuuka Omunayuganda omuwandiise by registration. So you need to qualify. I don't want to talk for DCIC. Naye bw'oba oyagala kufuuka Omunayuganda by registration, ogenda ku immigration ne bakubuuza ebibuuzo byebaze emyaka emeka kiki kyokozeewo oba oli investor oba oli ki. So bwe bakubuuza ebibuuzo ebyabo olumala okuwa certificate nti bakuwandiisa ofuuse Munnayuganda omuwandiike by registration, gw'ojja buzine certificate eyo copy yaayo ng'eri certified by the same kitongole ffe tukuwandiisa ne tukuweereza national identity card. Kakati eyo category ey'okubiri okitegeere. So era NIRA yeyina obuvunaanyizibwa. We are also mandated to register every foreigner that is illegally here.
Every foreigner
buli mugwira yenna
illegally
ng'ali wano mu Uganda mu mateeka.
Okay.
Okitegedde? Ng'ogjeeko refugees. Bwali bwe bajjija nga refugees abo the way they are handled by United Nations Refugees and whatever ne government ne Ministry of ne Prime Minister's office. Kati abo baba refugees. Kakati Omusomalia ozze wano nga investor. Omusomalia azze wano nga businessman. Omusomalia nga azze wano oba mu kulambula nga alina okumalawo ennaku as long as alina okumalawo ennaku ezisuuka mu myezi 3. Twandibadde era buvunaanyizibwa bwaffe tumuwandiisa ne tumuwa kye tuyita okay, sagala kugenda nnyo mu ebyo kubanga exercise weeri era mandate yaffe era tugitandika naye mbadde nsaba oba tuconcentratinge ku national IDs kati. Kubanga bwe tugenda mbiri bijja kuwanvuwa naye abagwira bonna abali wano era tujja bawandiisa tumanye data yaabwe kubanga osanga mu embassies eyo waliyo abakola eyo mu nyumba abasilashinga nanyo abayindia walina abantu bangi bali muno migration erwana nabo tebalina proper identification. So it's still our mandate, but we will go there when we reach the time to to do that. Yes.
So your mandate is to register all Ugandans and
Yes,
every
and
Ugandan.
issue them with national identity cards.
Issue them with national identification card.
Yes.
We see
Temuyite ndangamuntu kubanga ekyo ekigambo ennangamuntu kyakwata original aba politician abamu bakiwakanya. But it doesn't belong to us. Si lulimi lwonna oluna Uganda. Actually, initially fe omugenzi alonda, may his soul rest in peace, he was fronting an idea to call it kitambulisho, that way national identity card. Naye twagenda okulaba ekigambo kize kikuteyo tetumanyi anyway. Kati buli omu amanyi ndangamuntu.
buli mama nyindanga muntu. Ali mu byuma njagala obeke ebifaananyi ebyo bw'otuteerawo ko tulabe. Tulaba Abannayuganda bangi nga bw'obalengera oteekayo ebifaananyi ebyo nga bw'obalengera bakeera ku makya ssaawa nga 11 n'ekitundu bagenda e Kololo okubanga bafuna ndagamuntu. Mubalaba baabo bakutte ebipapula ebiboogerako. Exercise n'ebyamu engeri y'obulumi kiva ku kyekyo kyonna. Abamu beebuuza nti tulina mu katemba bwe babanga Abannayuganda abali ewaka bamala kusimba nnyiriri bwe zityo bayita mu bulumi bwe butyo.
Tugenda tulongoosaamu really kirungi kati guno omukutu tuliko gwa online, gwa digital. So we are trying to put most of our services online.
Okay.
Naye ekyo ekifaananyi kyolazaawo nsijjukira bulungi ebifaananyi ebyo. Abantu baali bangi ndowooza baali ba public servants. Waliwo kubanga public service yagamba tebajja kusasula musaala nga tolina national ID. So nzijjukira twafuna omujjuzo omuyitirivu.
Naye mukulu Muganga omujjuzo era
gyeguli naye it's not to that extent. Naye kye mbadde ngamba weewaawo naye abantu baagala nnyo balowooza waliwo I don't know where it started from nti bw'ogenda Kololo services zijja kwanguwa. Njagala kukubulira nti national ID authority, National Identification and Registration Authority eyina offices mu district 17.
Okay.
Almost in every district of Uganda apart from save the newly created districts.
Okay.
So bw'oba oli Karamoja, there is our office there. Over Amdati, over Kotido, over Kisoro, over Kabale. You don't need to come to Kololo really. And some of these services, we are trying to put them online. For instance, those who wanted to confirm their information, like you have not yet got your card or it got lost and maybe you want a letter to go to a bank, to go to any other official transaction business and you want a letter, you don't need really to go to our offices anymore. What you do, you go to our website, www.nira.go.ug. Kubanga, to confirm your information, you pay. This is non-taxed. This is government tax, URA money. Okay. You pay in the bank 1,000, unfortunately, plus bank charges of 2,300. And then there is a PRN number that is on that receipt.
Okay.
When you open confirmation of information, it asks you what to put in your names, then the PRN number, and then it brings your details. You can print wherever you are. You don't need to come to our offices to do that. So even other now, like even birth registration of children, we have also put it online. You can open up and see how you can, the registration of your child, how you can handle it, and other activities that we are trying to push to be online.
Those long queues, are they
so
as
we
a result
hope that
of
we hope that as more services are put online, the lesser the queues will be. And the more information that is online, the lesser the people will have to come physically to our offices. Because the reason why they used to come to our offices, in most cases, it was to just want information. I registered, I've never received my card. What's my card status? There is a USSD code now that you can, it has been in operation for some time actually. Okay. You dial *216# and you, any of the networks, and you check for your status of the card. You check how you can register, you check for your NIN, you check the status of your card, you check different things, it displays them when you use that USSD code. So omujjuzo no necho ito obulumi bija kugenda nga bikendera. Of course with time, NIRA is not an organization that has been there for even 10 years, not yet. We are just about, this is our 6th year. And if you see our progression, vis-a-vis, even the budgets that the government authorities get and all that, I think we've done a recommendable job.
Okay. There is someone who is sending in a question. Why is it so that headquarters pile up responsibilities to monopolize replacement? Is it because, is that the reason?
What does it mean? To pile up and monopolize replacement?
Replacement.
No.
Replacement only happens in Kololo.
No, not at all. This is the misinformation. Thank you for giving us such opportunities.
Okay.
I think you should invite us more as you get, or you open up a channel that you get questions, and maybe we enable you to answer these questions. Okay. So I've said we have offices in 117 districts. Each of those offices can do a replacement. Okay. So when you lose your card, when your card gets damaged,
in Kawempe, I can go.
Yes.
Even in Machinde here,
in your neighborhood here, that's where our Makindye division office is. You don't need now to go to Kololo. Just walk into our office with your police letter declaring that you lost your card, and any replacement of a card, you have to pay in the bank 50,000 shillings. Okay. So you come with the receipt. Don't come with the money to our offices. Come with the receipts from the bank. So any office will do a replacement for you.
How long does it take?
Ordinarily, it should be less than a month. These days, it takes like 3 weeks, at most a month.
Are people spending 7 months to
No.
have their cards?
For the replacements, not really. They are quicker now. People sometimes don't get their first cards, and they take long. And they think it's NIRA which has not produced these cards. There are different reasons why a card might not come out. Well,
Mike, if I may cut you short, there is really a lot of frustration when it comes to a national card, because now people are attaching a lot of importance to it, to that document.
No, it's not attaching a lot of importance to it.
And
it's not, okay. Ugandans, we are a bit funny. When the registration of the National ID card started, people thought maybe it's like any other document. You go to NASA or Nkuruma and pick it, and and you use it as and of when you wish it to use it. They didn't know the value of the attachment the government was putting in this data, and the national register. Okay. So when the demand went on and increasing, so this is when we started getting waves. Because when we started in 2014, they thought it was maybe for the elections. Yes, it was, because we gave Electoral Commission data for those for that time's election. But still, it was the beginning of identification and registering of the citizen. We started with the 16 years and above, purposely for the election purposes. Then, but now we register everyone of any age. Yes. So I was going to tell you why a card might not come out and somebody might be frustrated. Okay. Card is obutafulumanga bwaliwe wandisa tewateekako bisaanizo bimalanga byetagisa. For instance, katugambe nga aba diaspora. We started with the diaspora, but we went local. Katingaba diaspora, well, there are some few embassies we are registering in, like in New York, in London. We are opening in Washington. We are opening in Canada. Actually, we've trained the staff there. We are in Durban, South Africa, and a few others that have been trained, and the equipment is yet to be shipped to go there. Okay. The equipment, I mean the registration kits. So if you are in the diaspora, what do you need? At least we need your passport. We need a confirmation letter from the embassy. Okay. Because here we need a letter from the LC. Vis-a-vis the one in diaspora who will get a letter from the embassy. We need your birth certificate if you are in the diaspora. Okay. Or at least a printout of one of your parents. Ababali mu diaspora. Kati ndiku requirements. Ongambi wetagachi. So senaba diaspora. Yes. So bobango abazadde bo. Bakube ekifaananyi. They don't need to fly to London to take the copy of the other. Bakube ekifaananyi cha national ID yawe. Okay. Then they can send it to you on WhatsApp and you print it out. You get it? And then we need a copy of your passport, and we need a copy of your birth certificate, and a letter from the from the embassy, confirming that this is, because, you know, abantu bagezaako kuchupula every document. So we need to confirm that this passport you are touching is genuine. And who can confirm that? It's our embassy officials. So this is why they give you just a confirmation. And in any case, this is where you're going to be registered from. So this is what we need. Those are the requirements in case you are registering from the diaspora.
So ebaluwa kuba community leader wange jempangalira tekola mu nsonga zino.
Community leader wo ayinza kutamanya nti passport yo kichupuli. Naye embassy official ajja kimanyi.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So community leader it can be an added document, but the one we rely on to tell that this is a genuine Ugandan living in New York is the embassy officials.
Okay.
Yes. So abawano ebisanyizo tubimanyi kubanga kati by this time really kubanga tomanyi requirements. Lwakuba abantu bawali nti njagala baluwa ya LC ng'erambulula bulungi obuzaalebo ekikakyo amanyago g'abazaddebo tekako photocopies z'abazaddebo oba baafa tekako death certificate zaabwe oba ebbaluwa ya LC ekiraga bulungi nti omuzadde omu yafa oba bombi baafa okitegedde. Then that's all, because when you are registering for the first card we don't need any payment.
So the first card takes how long?
Yeah, I told you it takes about a month now. Okay, there was that saying of saying 3 months.
Yes,
maybe our officials.
They always tell us 3 months.
Okay,
and it goes to 7 months. It goes to a year.
No, so I was trying to explain to you why some cards might delay to come out. Nakugambye bwobanga tewateekako bisaanyizo ng'ebyo byemenye. Bakuwandiisa data yo neyingira mu kiiti naye bw'otuuka waliwo emitendera kaadi nga terina fuluma bye bakebera oba ne bakebera ne balaba nga mu bbaluwa ya LC mulimu information tekwatagana ne byotaddewa ku foomu yo, that card will not come out. It will be put on hold. Kati kyetaaga gwe bakubuuza onnyonnyole lwaki ebintu tebikwatagana.
Bankubira ne bantegeeza
kakati awo tulina okwetondera ku bantu kubanga feedback
teriyo
tebadde nnungi weeri kubanga abamu tubakubira nakati abamu tubasindikira messages
kubanga ekisingo nnyizo
abamu tubasindikira messages cards nga ziri ready owulidde nga tebazikimanga. We have more than 2 million cards that are ready and have never been picked. So we send them messages, please Nixon mwami gundi jango kime kadi yo
kuba ekisingo nnyizo mu Uganda kwe kubeerawo
naye kakati nga eyo code feedback position kati eyo nga USSD code je nkugambye *216#. Bwonyiga kati bajja kugamba visit NIRA office for some reason, either citizenship query oba ekifaananyi tekyali kirungi kadi tejja kufuluma oba bwe twaba bali bascanning ebipapula byo scans tezavaayo bulungi kadi tejja kufuluma. So there are different reasons why cards don't come out, and when you check using that code, at least you get to know what's wrong with your card and why it's not out.
Okay. In New York, in Durban, that is South Africa, in Washington DC, in California. Last time we had the community president in California, and she was really speaking well about that process that was undertaken in California. But a lot of people have been registered. But the issue now comes to receiving their cards. A lot of people in South Africa, they are still complaining they are not receiving their cards, yet they have registered.
Really? Of recent, yes, I can agree with them. We had, we use DHL to ship these documents back to the embassies where they pick them from.
Yes, in that vein, can you take us through the process that you people go through to have these people have their cards?
These people register from the embassies.
Okay.
We have kits, registration kits. We started actually registering in these places like Durban, you've said, and New York in around May 2019. So we've been there for a while. And the program of registration is set by the embassy officials. We can't now dictate on that. So if they say we only register on Wednesdays and Fridays, That's the arrangement of the embassy.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So, but as long as you know that there is a registration at your embassy and you move in there, and with the requirement I've said, or they will tell you the requirements, we have a kit, they will register you on the kit, right?
Okay.
And then we shall get this data. Of course, I will not go into the how we get the data, but we get the data.
Of course, you get the data
And we process
online.
the card.
You process the card, yes.
And ship the cards back to the embassies where they pick them from.
Okay.
Of course, we wouldn't wish into going into rerouting the card. Some Ugandans who are here like for holidays, they say, "No, this is a London. Yes,
Yes,
and you find it's yes, there is a
Can't we get to that?
You
Can't we get to that
you
level?
can, but it's quite not a straight way forward. What if this card is already in London? Do we ship it back here because you are here for your holidays? So we just tell you, please, the card is already in London, and it's quite not so easy to reroute it back here. You can, but it's, you know, we normally encourage people to pick the cards where they register from.
From the embassy.
Yes.
So someone is wondering, why don't you process the data after processing it, send it back, and they have the cards printed the other side, than waiting for shipping?
No, these cards, now it's like you are saying,
Would
you
that
see the
create
printing,
a lot of...
you see the printing of this card,
Yes, yes.
the government invested a lot of money
Okay,
in the machines that print these cards.
okay.
It's not printed by any other ordinary printer. First of all, this card has different security features in it,
Okay.
right? If you see it with the naked eye, you might not see some of these security features. But if you put it under maybe different light, maybe under different scanners, maybe under different... so it's not that you can have these cards printed all over. With time, I don't know how, maybe we shall find out if it's how it's done. But still, I don't think countries print the national identity cards or their national travel documents from their embassies. I think it's done on centrally, from some point, which we do. And this is why our card cannot be forged.
Okay.
If you want to forge this card, I think you'll have to invest the same as the government invested to be able to print it. So this data has got to come here. We've got to print the card here and ship it back.
So with all the cost of shipping and the shipping, Ugandans abroad still get their cards free of charge?
The first card is free of charge,
Okay.
whether in Uganda or abroad. We don't say because they are...
Because we are incurring costs.
No. Still, the first card is free. You only pay when you lose or damage this document. Yes.
So in case I receive my card and it's NIRA that took my data wrongly, what do I do?
Wrongly like what? Like misspelling your name?
They misspelled my name.
You see, this is this is something that is not really difficult. Reason kubanga tuscanninga empapula ziri zonna ne form jojuza tugiscanninga gwe niwo gisula fe tubeera ne copy ngeri ku data yo. So bojjangu n'ogamba nti Nixon mwali wandiika bubi. Mufo X mwateekako, let's say C or whatever. Tujja kuddayo ku data yo tulabe who wrote what.
Okay.
Bw'obanga ddala data entrant waffe ye yayingizaamu wrong spelling, kati awo tujja kukolera endala card at no cost. Initially you used to charge, but later on we said no, this is a bit unfair because the mistake belongs to us and not to the client.
Okay.
But bw'obanga gwe weewandiikira mistake, no, and you misspelled your name, and maybe you want to change it. If it's something like just a misspelled name, that's something not so complicated to change. So we only require you to do a statutory declaration, and then you bring any other document that shows your names are written the way you want them to be written and not what is on the card.
Okay.
But there you'll pay for the replacement of the card because the mistake belonged to you. But if you want to change the names, let's say from Nixon to Michael or from Muganga to Segawa, kakati awe ibibiwa biwanvumo kubanga agosima teka ganira waliwe teka in constitution how people change names from Yoweri Kaguta to Yoweri Kaguta to Buhaburu. Okay. You go to a lawyer, you swear, you do a deed poll, you do the gazette.
You do the gazette.
And then you bring those ones that now I'm ready to change my names because I've gone through the system. Sente echinyiza abantu baloya sente zibabasaba neza gazette neza deed poll neza URSB for certification baloza NIRA. No, it's not NIRA's money.
Okay.
That's the law how you should change a name from Tinyefuza to Sejusa. Okay. What you pay is not NIRA's concern.
Not NIRA's concern.
What NIRA needs is for you to bring the documents authorizing you to change.
Okay.
And then we go ahead and we change your card.
So on a lighter note, will Mr. Tibuhabura have to get a new national ID?
I think he already got. We need to ask him. Some of this information, I don't need to sit here and start talking about your data and how the status of your card on a television.
Okay, talking about data, how safe is our data?
It's very safe. Have you been to Kololo?
Okay.
People complain about the security there, but we are guarding your data peacefully.
But data is not guarded with gun.
No, either way. Either by the security around it or by the security in the systems.
Okay.
Your data is very safe.
So
have you tried to hack it and find out about the data like whoever have been asking me about?
Just because
you can't, because
I'm not a hacker, but
so even they are out there, but okay. Your data is very safe. Despite the fact that I've even said that we ship back like the cards for the diaspora people, we make sure that it is safe. The way we transport the data from registration points to production points and back, it's very, very safe.
Talking about the centers that you've mentioned in the diaspora, they seem to be like around 6. There are not so many. And we understand Ugandans are spread in different parts of the world. What arrangements are you having?
Well, they are few, admittedly. Like last month,
okay,
we had a group of 2 people who went to. Initially, we were we started with Pretoria in South Africa, then we were in London, then Washington D.C. But now, recently, we had a team that went to US, and we hoped very soon to ship the equipment, the registration equipment for New York,
okay,
and for Canada, and eventually, certainly, it all depends on the ability of the authority, because all these things have a cost implication. And it all depends on the budgets that you have. So, for instance, if this financial year there was not budgeted that we open in different embassies, certainly I will not lie with you that we are going to open. But as better budgeting happens, as so will better services and better points, service points will be opened. Because one of the most convenient activities or processes is a convenient service point.
Okay.
So, but you can't have these service points, even internally, spread all over maybe to Gombololas or Mirukas, and you are issuing cards from there. It all has cost implications.
Okay.
So this is why we say, okay, now we can be able to be at district headquarters. Much as we do some extended services and we drop down. Like these days, since our new ED joined us, he has really tried to drive so that we go to communities, okay, universities, marketplaces, hospitals, because I've told you that we also do birth certification. Birth registration is mandatory as per ROPA 2015.
Okay.
Every birth must be registered by law at the point of birth. If it's in a hospital facility, the hospital administrator enters this birth in the hospital register. If it is at home, this birth should be reported to the gombolola. Owe gombolola nakuwa kakonge nakajuza tukaita birth notification record. Oba town clerk najuza kakonga ako mwabuyitanga bu short birth naye si bu short birth. It's a birth kalika notifying ati okuzalibwa kubaddewo.
Okay.
So it's this kakonge koje mu ddwaliro oba kugombolola koina kutwala ku office ya NIRA ne balyoka bakajuza mu register bw'obanga oyagala birth certificate kati awo osasula y'akasente 15 mu manya g'omwana kati awo omwana n'afuna ki birth certificate eraga nti omwana muwandiise ali mu national register ali afunye ne birth certificate era n'abaana bano bemuwandiisa temujja kuddamu bawandiisa mpaka nga bawezeza emyaka 16 omwana bw'aweza emyaka 16 kyekiragiro waafunira national ID kati awo ajja kujja tuddemu tu updatinge tuze bujja kwegamba engeri gye wali olabikamu emyaka 16 egisesiba olabika so bw'ajja nga wa myaka gumu tumuwandiisiza bw'ajja nga alina emyaka 16 aba akyuse futures n'ebirala so tuddamu ne tumukuba ekifaananyi ne tumuggyako biometrics ne tumuwa national identity card. So n'ebbaluwa z'okufa era ffe tulina mandate ezikola era nabwo omufu afiira mu ddwaliro olina okufuna that death notification form. Death notification record, we call it a record because it corresponds to the record in the hospital. Oba kugombolola bw'abanga tafiiridde mu ddwaliro.
So does NIRA think of tapping into conventions like the UNA conventions, like those community conventions abroad?
Oh yeah. NIRA actually, we look at plugging in at different activities that can give us the numbers that we want. I've told you about the convenience of the service points. So if these conversions happen in New York, in Boston, in Uganda, and we had prior arranged, there is no reason why we can't go there. Recently, actually, there is, I think, a lady, Florence Chiremire, I think she works with State House. She normally arranges some meetings of the diaspora when they are coming, mostly like Christmas holidays. They go to hotels and then she invites us and other maybe banks, immigration, because it's immigration which gives the certificate of the dual citizenship. Most of abanji babagenderi bafuna obutuuze. Ate bwe bajja wano tebagala tugamba nti bafuna obutuuze eri. Ate nga tebamanyi nti ebintu bino eventually bijja kukwatagana. Tulabye nti wayingira ne passport ye London ate kati ofulumye ne kadi yaffe. Kati awo tujja kugamba certificate of dual citizenship eriwa. Kakati awo olina okugenda mu DCIC osasule bakuwe certificate ojje waffe updating data yo kubanga eyo ba category y'abana Uganda abalala abali dual citizen yaba dual citizen tubalina okubamanya nti bali bwe bati. This is our duty.
You can join this conversation by calling on that number 0789 017 145. Again, 0789 017 145 or 0759 132 310. You can join us in this conversation. Yes, Mr. Muganga, waliwo ekibuuzo wano ekizze omukulu bamuyita Arnold yagamba bw'ati. We all know Rwandans is a tribe in Uganda according to the 1995 constitution. But why is it so that they face a lot of challenges while trying to...
Sorry? Is they all begin the question?
We all know that Rwandans is a tribe in Uganda according to the constitution, 1995 constitution. But why are they facing a lot of challenges in acquiring these documents? Many of them have been turned away. Recently, we had the vice chancellor of a university being his citizen being questioned.
I don't want to go into police activities because police gave the evidence of the documentation that was found with this gentleman, and if they happened to come to NIRA, then our legal department must have given them the information about this gentleman.
Okay.
So why are Rwandans? I don't know if Rwandans really have been there. There is a tribe, Rwandese, in the constitution.
Yes.
And we have Rwandese who are born in Uganda.
Yes.
So when you fill your form and you are Rwandese from Ntungamo or from Kisoro or from any part of Uganda, mostly they come from the those Rwandese, and it's your origin. That's where you were born. That is where your parents originated from.
Yes, many have provided such information and have been turned away.
No. But you see, identifying someone is not as easy or as quickly as people might. Somebody might go pick these papers.
Yes, we have a caller. Who is calling?
Hello.
Yes, hello.
Yes, good afternoon or good evening, Nixon and like this.
Yes, good evening to you. Thanks for calling.
This is Mushabe.
Yes, Mushabe.
Sorry, I'm going to confirm like two also of your means. The first question that I have.
Yes, Mushabe, where are you calling from?
Yes, Riantonde.
Yes, Mushabe.
I want to ask that gentleman these questions in particular.
Yes.
On the reason why our national IDs have an expiry date. Because it is just funny for me to say that I have to renew my citizenship.
Okay.
As far as I know, my ID is about to do what? To expire. The national ID is about to expire. So why would I be compelled to renew my citizenship? My other question to that gentleman is to also ask him whether NIRA has also powers to deregister someone. So can I be deregistered from being a citizen of Uganda? If the answer is yes, under which circumstances do I lose my citizenship?
Okay.
Finally, we have issues, those of us that have children that don't also speak Nyankore. So on their forms they will feel that they are Nyankore, for example. But at the immigration offices, when you go there for an interview and you say you are a Munyankore, then we refer you to the Munyankore person to take you through that language, whether you know it. So in the event that our children don't know, okay, there are some people who are Banyankore, for example, or Baganda by tribe, but they can't speak that very language. So how do they go through such an interview at the Immigration and Passport Office? Otherwise, thank you a lot.
Okay, thank you, Mushabe. Thanks for calling from Nyantonde. You can, yes. You want to answer Mushabe now?
Since there is no call coming in.
Okay.
Mushabe, your citizenship does not expire.
Okay.
What expires is the document that you hold. Like any other document, like a driving permit has an expiry date, like a passport, it has an expiry date. And we believe that in 10 years...
His issue is why would
we renew?
Yes,
we renew the document, we don't renew the citizenship.
Okay.
The citizenship does not expire, but the document you hold expires.
So
is it simple enough to understand now that I've explained that?
It is simple enough.
We hope that in 10 years, we think that in 10 years, a lot would have changed.
Okay.
Even with you, Mushabe. Maybe you would have migrated from Riantonde to some other place. Maybe you have married. Maybe you have acquired another education. Maybe you have gray hair now. Maybe you were young, you don't have beards. Maybe now you have beards. If physically, people change.
Okay.
And movements also change.
Okay.
So we update and give you a new document. And we update your data. This is why after 10 years, we say, go back to our center and update.
At my cost.
At your cost. For the meantime, any replacement of a card, whether you are updating, whether it's lost, whether it's damaged, you pay 50,000 shillings. By the way, world over, these documents are paid for. I think it's only in Uganda. I don't know where else that these documents are given for. It's the first national card is given for free. So if you find that 50,000 shillings is a lot, you have your MPs. They are the ones who set up these URA taxes.
These taxes.
Yes, they can scrap it. They can say,
Oh, I go to them to pay for me.
They can table it in Parliament,
Okay.
and they say 50,000 is a lot for the people. If they pass a bill and it becomes law, NIRA will not say no. You have to pay the 50,000. The 50,000 is there because it's a tax. It's not NIRA money. So when you are updating after 10 years of your document, Mushavi, as of now, you will be required to pay the 50,000.
Okay. Okay.
But the answers as was why we pay 50,000, it's not NIRA that answers those answers. Me, I'm telling you, you will be only updating your data and updating your document, but you will not be renewing your citizenship.
Okay. Okay. He also asked that does NIRA have powers to deregister?
Definitely.
And under which circumstances?
Definitely.
Why lose
If
my citizenship?
we find out that you lied, that you gave us the documents that do not belong to you. Others lie, by the way.
Okay.
Agamba Nixon yechitange. Weddira ki Nixon? Tweddira nkima. Mama wange ye namutebe beddira ki bannamutebe.
Namutebe mama.
Aha. Beddira mamba n'abiteekamu byonna. N'agenda wa LC n'amukonera ffe tetumanyi nti ono Munnayuganda oba si Munnayuganda. Tulilayinga ku bitongole ebyo. The LCs ne internal security organization.
Okay.
Ordinarily abo be balina okuba nga bamanyi nti ono Munnayuganda, ono si Munnayuganda. Kye tuva tukusaba ebbaluwa ya LC, kye tuva tugamba genda mu internal security agency bakonereko stamp.
Okay.
Katugambe nti babikonako stamp mu butamanya nabo ng'obakoninze noja ne tukuwa card ne tumala ne tukizuula nti oli Munnarwanda, you are not a Ugandan, we deregister you. And actually we give you to police to make a statement. Police yemanye ebiddako ebyo si bya NIRA.
Okay.
But you would have given wrong information to government and lied. So ebiddako bya police. But NIRA has powers to flag this registration. Either card nga tena fuluma oba to blacklist it ngefulumye. So ate card oyinza okugamba nti nafuna card yange. Erife mu NIRA data bwe tuji blacklistinga kadi eba teina data. Oja genda mu funa passport,
okay,
bateke mu card reader bagambe no kadi nga teina data. Naye gwe ositudde kadi odeno kubanga walimba tenga eri twaku blacklistinga yo kadi twagijako data. Card is a card when it has data.
Okay. So
it's an identification card when it has data and it's valid. Bw'oba ng'olimbye ng'oli eyo eryantonde ng'oli Munnarwanda nga walimba, we shall blacklist the card.
Okay.
So until you go to the authorities wenyonyoleko. So yes, NIRA has the authority to
Omunyarwanda aludde waneno.
Omunyarwanda aludde wano, but nkugambye tewali lwaki weesiba ku Munyarwanda nakunyonyodde oba oli Munnakinya oba oli Munnatanzania oba oli Munyarwanda senguka immigrate officially. Come either as an investor, come either as a businessman. Uganda welcomes anybody from anywhere as long as you legally cross our borders and come in here.
Okay.
And you stay in this country legally. Right? Awo ojagenda mu immigration. Bakubuze be bakubuza. If you qualify to be a Ugandan, they will register you as a registered Ugandan. Then you will come and get a national ID. Kitegerese bulungi. Naye bw'obanga wajjanga ng'abundabunda as a refugee, listen.
Okay.
If you come as a refugee, ne bazzukulu bo tebasaanye kufuna butuuze wano. Ne bazzukulu bo abaokuna, that's the law. Because you came as a refugee, you're supposed to be a refugee unless you go back to your country and officially come. So abo bebaleeta ekifuba wali ndowooza, I don't know, I've not given passports, I don't know what they are talking about. So if the passport people find out that you didn't legally,
Jajjawo yali refugee.
I think they have a right. I don't want to talk on behalf.
Nkulidde wano, nzaalibwa wano.
Nze owa ID.
Yes, go wa ID.
Bwembanga ntegedde nti oli refugee. Ova Somalia leka tumekwesiba ku Bannarwanda. You are a Somali, you are in Kisenyi. Obadde wano since 2007 when Somalia started getting, even before. These are more than 13 years. But you are a refugee. We don't give you a national ID.
Okay.
You go back to Samaria, migrate, come back, you know, qualify to be a Ugandan and get a Ugandan national ID. Yes. So if investigations are done and it's proved that you lied, the authorities have power to remove that document from you.
Okay.
Or the authorities have power to deny you a document until you prove beyond doubt that what you are saying you are is what you are.
Okay.
Yes.
You can also join us by calling on that number 0789 017 145 or 0759 132 310. Otwegatteko ku nsonga zineeno ezikutakati. Abantu bangi naddala abali mu East African region basala nnyo ensalo ne bajja wano ne bafuna ebitambuliiso. Basanga balina ebitambuliiso bibiri, ayina eky'e Kenya, ayina n'eky'e Uganda.
Kaakati saagala kudda mu bintu kituufu oli mutuufu. Olaba ensalo zino ziri more or less artificial.
Imaginary.
Well, bw'ogenda ku map olaba olukoloboze luyita wano. At one time, we had a minister here who was a minister for presidency, and his blood brother, wakitaawe ne mama we, same father, same mother, was a vice president in another neighboring country. Yes. Right?
Yes, sir.
So, these border communities, you will find certainly that they share families. So sometimes it's not easy to find that you really restrict them because they will qualify. Let's say he's in Katuna and his mother is in Muchiga, is this way in Uganda, and the father is a Muchiga from the other side, or a Mufumbira from Rwanda. Certainly you will give this person an identity card because the mother belongs to Mufumbira. Right?
Right.
So if you find such categories, it's hard to say you deny them unless you prove beyond doubt that this person is not a Ugandan, his parents, there is no parent who is a Ugandan, and then you have a basis of denying this person a card.
Okay. So when pasa omuna Kenya tatekedwa funa ndagamuntu wana.
Bwa qualifying, I think Uganda qualifications abazitekako by immigration.
Okay.
Yes. But what's omuna Kenya omwaziza kumala emyaka emeka. But I don't know the questions they will ask you. Obo muwasiza just to kumufuula omuna Uganda kufuna card. Kati your reasoning. Kakati bw'obanga owasiza omuna Kenya n'abangi bajje wano ne bawasa abawala bafe abana Uganda bafune cards. Now you first qualify, and the qualification lies with immigration, Directorate of Immigration and Citizenship.
Okay. Nga bwe tufundikira programu yaffe abana Uganda naddala abali wabweru w'eggwanga biki mubategekedde bateekeddwa okubanga beesunga okuva mu NIRA?
Okuva mu NIRA kansooke n'abo abana Uganda batera okudda nannyo mu nnaku enkulu. Kati nga mu NIRA nannyo abangi batuukira Kampala, naye kati tulina ne office Entebbe, ndowooza it will depend on management eyinza obbaterayo desk ya Diaspora. Tukola desk ne tuyita Diaspora desk so that tebakalubirirwa mu kukola ki mu kwewandiisa kubanga babajja wano balina ennaku ntono, balina omwezi gumu, myezi ebiri, so tugezaako bagondezaamu ne tubateerako special desk so that gye batuukirako ne beewandiisa agamba kale neewandisiza wano bwe naaba nkomyewo mu another holiday n'asanga nga kadi ready n'agipiikinga. So abo abali eyo wetumenyemenye wetutandisa okuwandiisiza mugezeeko okutuukirira embassy zaffe babawandiike kubanga waliyo some embassy officials who are trained to capture your biometrics. So yesuubiri embabawo erito.
Okay. So tusuubire nti nno ku embassy desks zigenda kusigalangawo permanently nga mukola. Embassy
zetuguddewo zo ziweeziri. Ezo registration centers already ziri gazetted. Kubanga registration center it must be gazetted. Togenda buli wamu wona no registering. Posing oli mukozi wa NIRA oyagadde kutuuka mu kisenyi owandiisizeeyo naye tewali ali ajja kuteekayo registration center nga siwa NIRA.
Okay. Tweyanziza bwe bitwe bibeera wano ku Diaspora Link. Nja kusaba mukulu Mike asibule abalabi baffe.
Neyanziza nnyo Mwami Nixon ne establishment yamwe okutuwa akakisa nga NIRA kujja tunyonyereko abantu eggwanga ne bunaayira bye tukola n'emirimu engeri gye tubatuusaako. NIRA tubaweereza era tujja NIRA terigalawo because abaana bakyazaalibwa tubawandiisa, abakulu tubawandiisa, Katonda bajjulidde mu bulamu bw'ensi eno nabo tubawandiisa. Fortunately or unfortunately kubanga n'omufu kufuna death certificate alina okusasula, ndowooza gwe musolo guba gusembayo asasula 15, so nabo tubawandiisa. So NIRA the responsibility of registering, keeping and updating the national register is a daily thing and it's there forever.
Okay. We thank you so much, Mr. Mike, for giving us time to attend this. Namwe abalabi baffe namwe twongera okubebaza musigale nga mulaba Alternative Digital, the way to go. Thank you.
The Alternative Digital. Real issues, real talk.